Yeah, please forgive me. Continue.
And that you don't owe them shit. There's not so much of a problem with what Steve Harvey says. It's really what he doesn't say here that I find to be interesting. What all of them fail to say that I find to be interesting. Steve Harvey is going to tell you that men cheat because they can have sex without emotion, but he's never going to give you permission to do the same or show you how to override your own emotions attached to sex. He'll tell you that most men cheat, but he'll never show you how to make sure that you're properly compensated for your pain and suffering when they do. He's never going to tell you that if your man gets a month behind on the bill.
Wait a minute. All right now, what do you mean? How are you gonna be compensated? How are you gonna be compensated? How do you compensate somebody for cheating? And how do you compensate a man when you cheat? How do you compensate a man when a woman cheats? Women, you look at the statistics. Black women cheat almost identically as much as black men cheat. Go look at the statistics. Almost identically. How do how then do we get compensated for when you cheat? You can cheat and take half our stuff, and we can cheat and you can take half our stuff. Who wins in that situation? I mean, I, man. Like brother Malcolm X said, man. They got us coming and going. They got you coming and going.
Bills, that it's okay for you to go and find yourself a zaddy to pay for your manis and petties outside of the relationship. None of these men are going to tell you that you're probably single because the biggest filter that you put on your search for a partner is requiring that he has to be black. They're not going to say that you've been in piss poor relationships with men for years because you never pursued what was.
Maybe you picking the wrong black men. Could it be that? Could it be that? I tell black men the same thing. You think you're gonna go leave, stop dating black women? I'm not dating black women, period. I'm gonna date this other kind of person. Could it be that you're picking the wrong black women? Could it be? Instead of saying I won't pick this kind of black woman no more, I'll pick a good type of black woman. You just say it's just easier to say all black. I'm just gonna not deal with all black women. And so you're doing the same thing. I'm just not gonna deal with all black men. Huh? I'm trying to deal with this to make some sense out of this, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult. And of course, let me say this. Let me say this because it's very serious. It is okay. Now, what do you think would happen if a black woman cheated on a black man and the black man went to her car and started it and put it on fire? Do you think he'd be standing there or would he be in jail? But no, no. The black women, because they backed by the US government, you can go out and commit acts of violence against black men and it's okay. It's okay. You can burn his property. It's okay. It's okay. You justified in doing it. You justified in being violent. It's okay. See? But you want it both ways. Okay, if it's both ways, if you do something to me, I get to burn all your property. But of course, that's not reality. The reality is the government, the United States government supports the black woman's degradation of the black man. It is supported. It is supported. Why? Because most black women vote Democrat. And that's why the U.S. government supports you. As long as they can keep black men and black women at odds, they got it made. Because you're just going to keep voting for the person that you like instead of the person that's going to do you the most good. And that's usually the Democratic Party. As a matter of fact, the Democrats don't even have to do no work to get your vote. All they got to do is say, don't vote Republican. They let them at least let them barely say that a Republican candidate is a racist. Good night. They don't have to do no. That's it. They don't have to do no more work in the Democratic area with black people. That's it. They're gonna vote for the Democratic uh, person. This is really sad, man. How violence is accepted when it's against black men. It's very much accepted. This is very much accepted. I was in a movie theater when this movie was playing. Stella Got a Groove Back. The women were clapping and cheering for when she burned this man's vehicle and his clothes. Woo, yeah, woo, 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 woo. I was right there. It was live. Now my question to you is, why is that acceptable? Why is violence against black men, from black women to black men, acceptable? But violence from black men to black women is not acceptable. Yet we're supposed to be in a society that's about equality. So many lies, so many lies. Anyway, moving on.
Was in
Almost
your
done.
best interest because you put things like race ahead of class, and that you put all of your energy into trying to secure a man instead of trying to secure the bag. They're not going to tell you that if you open up your option to men of other races, that
Divorced, by the way. These two are divorced.
you have a significantly better chance of finding a man who is also on his purpose, like you are, and who can also afford to pay for everything. And they're never going to tell you that it's the men who need to change, and they don't have to change, because black men know that your loyalty to them is a guaranteed outcome no matter what they do.
See, I just described the Democratic Party. It's not us, it's the Democrats. You don't have no loyalty to us. The only women that have loyalty to us is women that have loyalty to us. Whoops, let me take that back. The most of the time, the most of the women that have the most loyal to black men are loyal to black men that aren't helping. We need more women that's loyal to the kind of dudes that'll do the work, but they don't want those kind of dudes. Then by the time they hit their 30, 35, 40, when they played themselves out the game, now they want a black dude to jump in there with them. But black dudes are like, you too old. You're too close to the wall. I can't have a child with you. You're too old. Your childbearing years, you gave them up riding the carousel. I can't deal with that. Oh, black men just don't want, they want somebody else. You played yourself. Anyway.
But you keep running to these men and hanging on to their every word, trying to prove your commitment to black love and trying to prove your loyalty to black.
No, they're not. Most black women are single. Most households are run by single black women. They ain't listening to every word we say. They ain't hanging on. They're not doing nothing. You got it backwards, like you got it twisted. Black women are not listening to nobody but other lonely black women. And that's how come they're in the situation they're in. They're crawling into bed by themselves, putting it on black men. Hey, you don't want to go out with me because you like white women. It can't be that you have a bad personality. It can't be because you got a rug on your head. It can't be because, it can't be because you're overweight. It can't be because you have a bad attitude. It can't be because you don't know how to work. You don't know how to effectively end an argument. It can't be none of those things, right? It can't be because you got 2 or 3 children by 2 or 3 different dudes. It can't be none of those things. It's got to be you just like white women. And I admit, there's some dudes, they out the gate, that's what they like. It's some dudes, but that's a small minority. But black women are the greatest extrapolators. They can take the 0.0001% and extrapolate that like it's a normal situation.
Men, I said this in my live stream and I'll say it again. Loyalty does not beget loyalty. Love does not beget loyalty. Submission does not beget loyalty. Leverage begets loyalty. Power begets loyalty, and you have neither, and you won't get either as long as you keep sending super chats asking these men to validate you.
You think a man is going to want you because you're powerful? Get the F out of here. Get the F out. That 2 seconds right there was the worst advice ever. Leverage. You don't have no leverage as a woman. You don't want leverage. You don't. Listen to me, women. Listen to me. You have a built-in way to get a man's attention, and that's being feminine. Being feminine. Femininity is a built-in weapon that God gave you to get a man's attention and to get next to a man. That is your built-in weapon. Power and leverage and all. You don't need. What do you need leverage for? Those are things you use in business, not in relationships. In relationships, those things don't translate well, especially a male-female relationship. Maybe in a maybe this lady is talking about homosexual relationships. Maybe those things translate well in homosexual relationships. But heterosexual relationships, especially man-woman relationship, men are not attracted to power. Men are not attracted to leverage. Men do not want to be in a situation. Why would you think about this, man? Why would you want to be in a relationship with a woman that has leverage the leverage is keeping you in a relationship? Think about that for just a minute. The leverage is actually keeping you in a relationship, not because you love her, you want to spend time with her, that you are attracted to her. No, she got some type of leverage over you. That's why you got to be in a relationship with her. Like, you work for her father's law firm, and if you leave her, they're gonna fire you. I mean, that's leverage, right? My daddy said, if you leave, you leave me, you're gonna be fired. Who wants to be in a relationship like that? Who ain't gonna cheat in that situation? Whew. These women give each other worst advice every year. Worst advice every year. And I'm starting to see it's not that they mad with us as men. No, I think it's actually they mad at the young girls, and they want to see them fail worse than they failed. They want to see them do worse than they did. So they telling them, go out there, rack up as many penises as you can, rack up as many bodies as you can, rack up as many STDs as you can, rack up as many illegitimate children as you can, and then go out into the market. That way, when you out in the marketplace like that, they can still compete with you when you like that. Somebody this old, like the lady that's talking here, she can still compete with you out there. But if you out there clean as a whistle, there ain't no competition. Man will scoop you up first. But they want to make sure that you young girls get put to a place where you guys are not it's not so much of a gap of competition anymore. So they out here telling you every wrong way to go so that you can be in a worse situation than them. So that way they can still at 40, at 30, at 40, at 50, still compete with you because you got 2 children, you got racked up miles on a vagina, you got racked up penises, you got bodies racked up. They can still compete with you. It's all to compete with you. It's all to be able to run around and compete with you. I used to think they was against us. They're not against us. They're against you, young women. They're against you. They're telling you all this bad advice so that they can compete with you. You won't just take all of the good men right off the top of the pile.
As long as you sit in these clubhouse rooms begging to be chosen, as long as you keep asking men to teach you how to be women, as long as you keep betraying your position, what effort do they need?
Well, what you doing ain't working. You the most unmarried women on the planet. What you doing ain't working. And stop counting. Oh, I got people in my DMs all the time. People trying to have sex with you. Stop putting people trying to have sex with you on the same scorecard with people trying to marry you. Only thing that counts is somebody trying to marry you. That's what counts. Somebody trying to have sex with you, everybody's trying to have sex with you if you're a woman. So that don't count. What counts is somebody trying to be with you and build something with you. So stop scoring. I got men all over me. I ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got nobody doing shit. If they ain't trying to put a ring on your finger and walk you down that aisle, you ain't got nobody doing shit. Period. The end.
Need to put in. Do you think men spend this much time trying to figure out how to become a better husband or a better boyfriend? Do you see a lot of men reading relationship books, going to seminars on how to be better providers and protectors? No.
Why do we don't have to? We have the moving part for a relationship, and if that moving part ain't working, then that means the relationship ain't gonna work. Period. The end. If you can't get that penis erect on a regular basis, doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how much leverage you got, how much power you got. You can't leverage a penis erect. You ain't gonna be able to leverage your husband's penis erect. You ain't gonna be able to power play your husband's penis erect. Period. The end. This is some horrible advice this lady's giving. But like I said, she's the Pied Piper. She's trying to lead these other women off the cliff so that they won't be such easy pickings for good dudes.
They like to sit and listen to men who tell them that you are the problem, and they get instructions on how to get you to do what they want. And these idiots put all of the secrets on the internet for us to hack their game. The men have given up the cheat code, ladies. Take notes. But we're not as stupid, so we won't do the same thing and put our strategies online. If you want to be part of the conversation on how women get everything that they want in a relationship and how women level up, join my email list at mahoganymastermind@gmail.com. Instructions are in the description.
If you sign up for that, you are a fool. You are a fool. Just take your vagina, take it off, put it on the ground, step on it, squish it around, and kick it over in the corner because that is not be of no use to you anymore. Right now, your vagina has some value to it. But once you listen to this lady's information, you will be down the river. By the time you figure it out, it's going to be way too late. And you're going to have no choice but to lead other young women astray. That's gonna be your only option to compete in the field in the marketplace is to shave off some of the points off of young women, and by leading them astray. Anyway, this lady was out of her mind, and I know that I went kind of long on this one, but I'm gonna cut it up into parts, and we'll go at it from there. She is truly out of her mind. And young women, don't listen to this. This was absolutely, I mean, it was unbelievable, almost unbelievable. Anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think. Am I crazy? Is Mahogany Pink crazy? Which one of us is making the most sense? And I invite you, Mahogany Pink, anytime you want to come and debate me on any of this stuff, come on over to my channel and debate me for it. I'll come on yours. So anyway. Oh yeah, never be the aggressor, brother.